Welcome to Along the Rock, brought to you by the Radar Free Press. I am your host, Kaitlyn Blum, and today with us we have 4 athletic directors from the Sauk Valley area. Can you guys go ahead and introduce yourself and let us know what school you're from?
Derick Cox, Rock Falls High School.
Roger Fegan, Dixon High School.
Justin Stevenson, Newman Central Catholic.
Evan Wyllie, Sterling High School.
Great. I'm really excited to sit down with you guys and talk. I mean, it's a new school year. I'm sure you guys have, been back to work for a week or two now. So, what are you most excited for this school year?
Well, I've been here all summer, so
Yeah.
but, I'm excited that the kids are back in the building and that athletics are starting, and a lot of kids, they need that. So it's nice seeing everybody back in their buildings.
Yeah, same thing. You put in a lot of work preparation-wise, and it's all to get the kids out there competing, and it's good to see them back, and we're ready to go.
What does that prep look like?
It's a lot of paperwork.
Yeah.
There's a lot of organization and paperwork, and there's a lot of people behind the scenes help handling it, from sports programs to making sure kids are registered and have the appropriate paperwork turned in, and meeting with parents and meeting with kids. There's a lot that goes on behind the scenes.
Oh, I'm sure there's a lot behind the scenes that people just don't see. So, one of the biggest topics is, everybody's talking about athlete safety, student safety. Have you guys made any big improvements or big changes? You're this year, we're focusing on this. This is gonna change the game in terms of safety.
So we just hired a full-time strength coach. So that's a new position for our school. So now we have somebody who's very well qualified in that area to work with our kids, and it's individual based, it's team based. So it's a potential game changer for our programs.
Wow. So what does that look like? What will they be doing?
So basically they do all the programming, they do all the scheduling, and then we also have weight room supervisors that kind of carry out the workouts and things like that. But then we also have a new building getting built that's going to be ready in a year, and then that'll all get moved out to that. So we're excited for that too. So we've got some cool stuff happening over there.
Cool. So you're all from different schools, and I'm sure you're competing against each other. Some of you might be. So what are some ways that you guys might collaborate? Since we're all in the Sauk Valley area.
Yeah, I think it looks different for all of us. Rock Falls and Dixon are in the same conference, and so we collaborate on quite a few different things. But we all compete against each other in some sort of contest. So collaboration, I know I probably owe you 3 or 4 dates already. We've talked about that a little bit, but from the scheduling side of things and programming, we bounce questions, we bounce ideas off of each other, pretty frequently. So it's a pretty good network of people.
That's really good, yeah.
I want to add, the Illinois Athletic Directors Association, so there's things out there that it's a pretty nice network. We all work together. I'm a liaison for District 11. Even though we're competitors, sometimes we help each other out. Last year, we had to move a game over to Newman. My field wasn't going to be ready for baseball. And Justin was able to get his field ready if they had some diamond dry. So we provided the diamond dry. We'll do whatever we can to help each other out. So it's not just scheduling. It's, if somebody's got an issue they're running into and they've never experienced it before, we hope that we can rely on all the other ADs to contact them and ask them, hey, do you have experience with this? What did you do? And so forth. So that's one thing cool about the Athletic Directors Association. There's one for every school. Some schools, the bigger schools, may have 1 or 2, but we can all communicate and get help from each other.
That's so good. The communication's open, but then also we're all a community, right? We're all in the same area, so knowing that we have those community ties and can rely on each other when we need it, that's really cool, guys. So is there anything in particular that you guys admire about the other athletic programs in the area?
Well, I just remember as a kid, because this is kind of foreign territory for me, just being from Central Illinois. So I remember as a kid, seeing Rock Falls in the state tournament for basketball and stuff like that back in the late 90s. And, you just remember those teams at a young age. And so you kind of get familiar with the area and stuff like that. So not being from here, but I'm excited to see kind of what everybody has to offer in terms of, how they run their facility, how they run the games, and see all their teams compete this year. I'm kind of excited about that just because I haven't been in this area of the state before. So that's definitely exciting.
Oh, wow. Yeah, new to the area. Well, we have a lot going on, not just sports. We got tons of events, tons of things to do. I want to say welcome to the area, to the Sauk Valley. Do you guys have any like specific goals for like this season, this year for your athletic programs?
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure everybody's got goals that they have set for their teams. I know our coaches met the week before our kids came back for practices, and we have an all coaches meeting, and we sort of, what I do is I lay all those things out. One of our emphasis is on sharing kids. We only have 181 kids in our building, so our cheerleaders have to help the golf team, and that's all happening at the same time. So we've got volleyball players that are cheerleaders, and so sharing athletes was really big for us, and something we stressed a lot at our coaches meeting this year was building toughness within our kids, and how are we doing that, and how are we keeping them accountable, and trying to build self-resilience within our kids. So
that's actually something I want to touch on with a few more of you guys, is like teaching those. What does that look like? What soft skills are you teaching through sports? You know what I mean? Like we do talk about mental health a lot with the youth and those kind of things. So what does that look like in your programs?
We talk a lot about it at Dixon High School, just what it means to be purple. And it's an acronym we use, and we just are really trying to chase excellence in everything that we do. You know, just holding kids accountable. And when you talk about those soft skills, utilizing not just only athletics, but we have an advisory period built into our schedule as well. So covering those things and how to be just a quality overall person within our community, it's just something we talk about a lot.
If there is like one message you want to get out to like the students and the parents, like what would that be?
I mean, one thing that I've kind of come up with, it's an acronym. It's just TGS, and it's called the Golden Standard. And it kind of what Roger touched on is giving your best in everything you do all the time. Because you're not going to win every game, but at the end of the day, like if you're putting your best effort out there, you can definitely live with the results. So being the best version of yourself all the time, that's really, really important. I
like that. How about you guys? Yeah, anyone else?
We talk at our parent meeting that we bring in we have all the parents meet with the administration before the school year starts, and like we talk about, you know, behavior and expectations when you're there as a spectator and a fan, and making sure that you're treating the officials the right way, that we're not talking to our opponents that are on the floor and on the field competing. We want to compete hard, but let's make sure we do it the right way.
Yeah, I'll back that up too. It's one of the things that we're trying to work on. We got great kids in the building. I will, going back a couple questions you had. You mentioned you got low numbers. 180 kids in the building, and they got to do multiple things. They got to fill in. Rock Falls. When I started here in 2010, we had 670 kids. We're down to like 460. So our numbers are dwindling. But one of the things that we're trying to do as a goal for this year is to get those kids to realize that sports mean more than just sports, and they want to be involved. And a lot of our kids do multiple things, whether, we don't allow dual sporting, but we do allow them to participate in activities, marching band. They're doing multiple things at a time. I really find it awesome. The one thing about in here, we're in the same conference together. We're big rivals there. Same here. But the kids, you wouldn't know it. Those kids are all interacting with each other from each of the schools on social media. Back in the day, when I graduated, we wouldn't be doing that. But it's kind of cool seeing our kids are integrated, and then they go apart and they got the rivalries. And sometimes it can get kind of tense at the games, but after it's over, they're all interacting with each other, and that's pretty awesome. So we want to emphasize that.
That is a cool thought, though, like the generational shift that we're seeing, because I was the same way. There wasn't really social media when I was in high school, so I didn't have that connection to students outside of my building, right? So that's a really cool shift to think about. How about you?
Yeah, it's just amazing how connected we really are, and everything is instant. So whether it's a post-game interaction, or you get a highlight, whatever it is. It's so instant.
All right, I have one last question for you guys. I always like to end on a fun note. When you were in high school, what sports were you playing?
I played baseball, basketball, and I was a golfer.
So Justin and I went to high school together. So we were on the golf team together. We were in the basketball program together. We were in the baseball program together. So that was he's 2 years older than me. So
wow.
So yeah.
So just connecting again, and
Yeah.
here you
Yeah.
guys are,
Here
sitting
we are.
next to each other,
Yeah.
both athletic directors.
Yeah.
That is wild.
My family jokes that Dwight's taking over the Sterling community.
Yeah.
How about
It's cool.
you two?
Well, so that would be, so I did football, but the greatest sport ever, wrestling. I'll say that. People give me a hard time. I love them all, but that's where I coached it for 26 years as well. So wrestling's got a special place in my heart.
Soccer, basketball, baseball. I was a college baseball player and then coached that for 13 years before being an AD.
Nice. I love hearing like all the stories, especially your guys' story. Like that's crazy. But I want to say thank you guys for coming here and talking to me today. And thank you, of course, to our listeners and to our production crew as well. Do remember that the Radar Free Press is free. So we do rely on those likes, shares, and comments to keep us going. And if you want to see more videos like this, check out the Radar documentary.